Brenda Edwards, mother of Jamal Edwards, is currently in the news after she broke her silence following her son's sudden death. The Loose Women star, 52, hailed SBTV founder Jamal as an inspiration in a tribute broadcast on Good Morning Britain. "Our love for him lives on, his legacy lives on," she vowed in her statement. Here is more information about popular singer and performer Brenda, whose career has included work in TV and on stage. Brenda Edwards, her tribute to son Jamal Edwards. GMB host Susanna Reid read out Brenda's tribute to Jamal on air earlier today, Monday, February 21. It read, "It is with the deepest heartache that I confirm that my beautiful son Jamal Edwards passed away yesterday morning after a sudden illness. Myself, his sister Tanish and the rest of his family and friends are completely devastated. He was the center of our world." The statement continued, "As we come to terms with his passing, we ask for privacy to grieve this unimaginable loss. I would like to thank everyone for their messages of love and support. Jamal was an inspiration to myself and so many. Our love for him lives on, his legacy lives on. Long live Jamal Edwards MBE, MBA, PhD." Who is Brenda Edwards? How did Brenda Edwards become famous? Brenda is best known to TV audiences as a regular panelist on ITV's Loose Women for the past few years. She first guested on the show in early 2019. Brenda was subsequently brought in as a regular on the early afternoon series to cover for Linda Robson when she was ill. However, Brenda was made a regular panelist in her own right in 2020 and has been a hit with fans of the show. In January 2021, Brenda became a presenter for the BBC's Songs of Praise. She has also performed on the program herself. Indeed, Brenda discovered her love for singing through religion, and was encouraged to attend her local Pentecostal church in Bedfordshire by her grandmother when Brenda was 8. She joined a Sunday school junior choir, later becoming the choirmistress. Brenda also sang with the Pentecostal Collective Church of God in Christ Choir, too. However, it was her vocal work on TV that launched her to fame. When was Brenda Edwards on X Factor? Brenda first garnered mainstream attention when she appeared in the second series of The X Factor. Her singing had expanded from gospel music to taking in other styles. And from the age of 18 she performed in nightclubs and at events such as weddings. Brenda also contributed vocals for the tracks for unsigned and small label acts. At the same time, she worked full-time in accounts. However, her big break in singing and entertainment came in 2005. She was selected to be among the 3 acts for the X Factor's Over 25s category. Also featured in the same category, mentored by Sharon Osbourne, were Andy Abraham, Chico Slimani and Maria Lawson. Brenda's memorable renditions of Son of a Preacher Man and Midnight Train to Georgia among other tracks endeared her to viewers. Her success and popularity saw her reach the semi-final and 4th place in the series behind Shane Ward, Andy and Journey South. But even though she didn't finish in the top 3, Brenda's status as a telefave was secured, and before long she transitioned to stage musical success. Why was Brenda Edwards' son Jamal famous? Jamal Edwards, born in 1990, was one of Brenda's 2 children. Her younger daughter is called Tanisha. Jamal, awarded an MBE in 2015, came to national prominence in 2011 when he, and Brenda, featured in a Google Chrome ad. The distinctive advert recounted how entrepreneur Jamal built his core SBTV platform for musicians and performers aged just 15 after being gifted a camcorder. He is credited as contributing to the success of stars such as Dave, Ed Sheeran, Emily Sandé and Jessie J among many others. Indeed, Jamal has been held up as one of the most influential digital creators of his generation, and a linchpin of British grime culture. He was also an author, director and philanthropist, helping launch the Queen's Young Leaders Program, and an ambassador for the Prince's Trust. Through his involvement in such schemes, Jamal interacted with Prince Charles, Prince William and Prince Harry. Where does Brenda Edwards live? Brenda was born in Luton in March 1969. However, according to reports, she lives in West London. Furthermore, a Hello magazine profile from 2021 indicates Tanisha and her boyfriend lived with Brenda at the time. However, Brenda indicated the coronavirus pandemic was a factor in the living arrangements. Glimpses of the home frequently featured in the background when Loose Women featured panelists dialing into the show by Zoom rather than filming in the studio. Is Brenda Edwards still married? What is known about her family? Brenda married Patrick in 1996. Not much else is known about her romantic relationships. She spoke on Loose Women in September 2020 about how an abusive ex punched her in the face and threatened her with a knife. Brenda explained she had left her partner after he strangled her. However, 2 years later, he turned up unannounced to her home. She described the impact of her terrifying ordeal. I spent a lot of time always thinking 4 steps ahead. Thinking if I do this what will happen and if I do that what will happen. And that's what my life was for a couple of years, for 3 or 4 years. In terms of her family growing up, Brenda was an orphan at just 5 years old. She and her older brother Rodney were raised by relatives following the death of their parents in a car crash in December 1974. Is Brenda Edwards in Hairspray? Brenda is currently listed as appearing in a UK tour of musical Hairspray. She plays Motormouth Maybelle in the cast of the feel-good show. Upcoming dates are currently advertised for venues in Poole, Edinburgh, Dartford and Glasgow. Read more. Loose Women viewers all saying the same thing as Brenda Edwards appears with famous son. Brenda's musical career blossomed in the years following her time on The X Factor. She has appeared in West End and touring productions of Chicago, Carmen Jones, We Will Rock You and Sister Act, the musical.